Yo, 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 what is up, guys? What the fuck is up? Happy Saturday. It is Saturday. I almost didn't know what day of the week it was, but it's Saturday because we're here gonna be talking about Saturday night's main event. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I think audio should be good. I'm turning myself down on this device Ola over here. What the fuck is up, guys? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're at in your day. I know we have people all around the world. And I know that because I don't know if they're watching live, but YouTube, I was fucking around with the analytics and shit, trying to learn some stuff about the channel and all that stuff. And they have a section where it obviously, nothing mind blowing, but it breaks down, the regions where people are watching you at. And it was like 8% watch from India. And I was like, what the fuck? That's like a high percentage, higher than I expected. So shout out to everyone over there watching in India. I don't know if you guys are watching live. Probably not. Probably watching on replay, but that was pretty fucking cool. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all you guys. I see you all are pretty active in the chat already, which is dope. Little bit obviously later than the morning time. I'm thinking about moving the stream for the weekends to Sundays. Sundays are better for me. We had done Saturdays because that started over at Grassring Media, and then when that ended, obviously I wanted to at least keep the weekly stream going that we were doing here. The little community we got going on here. So moved it over here. But I think Sundays are going to be easier because I'm completely off on Sundays. So just a little programming note on that regard. So yeah, starting maybe we'll even be able to do one tomorrow. TBD on that to do a review show on Saturday night's main event. So if not tomorrow, I'll try to squeeze one in on Monday. But it's just so hard because man, like wrestling just doesn't stop. So sometimes on Mondays when I'm like, yo, like I have maybe like 30 minutes to squeeze in a stream or whatever, it's like, well, shit, should I just wait to see what happens on Raw and then go from there? So I don't know, man. The life we live, right? But more importantly, everyone who is affected or going to be in the area of the storm that is coming through, the winter snore, it's they have like a name for it. It's like I don't know, but be safe out there. Um, I don't want to like. I was almost gonna say like don't be one of those people who like don't take that shit seriously, but I mean look at me. I live in Florida and like no one takes anything seriously down here storm wise. I mean some people do, a lot of people do, but a lot of people are out there still going to the beach when it's storming. So there's that. But I don't know, man. Snowstorms are just different. So just be safe out there, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be diving in the chat here in a moment, but I just wanted to get that out there. Because it's gonna be a gnarly weekend for some of you guys and gals out there. So be safe. I feel kind of like an asshole, because the weather here in Florida is the exact opposite. So I just, scrolling on Twitter and even talking to some of my friends, because I got people who live obviously in Virginia, Pennsylvania, um, even Tennessee. Obviously, Sean lives in Tennessee. I think I saw Sean in there. I'm gonna squeeze in there and see how you're doing, man. But yeah, all in that area. So be safe out there, all you guys and gals. But yeah, I'm gonna pull up the chat, and then obviously we'll be going over Saturday night's main event. Again, full disclosure, because you know me, I like to be honest with you guys. I almost didn't do today's stream because, like I was just saying, I was like, man, I don't know, because I thought in my head Saturday night's main event was next week. Don't know why, but I was like, man, like because I haven't seen SmackDown, and I was like, I don't have time to squeeze in like a 3-hour show, so I was trying to watch the recap, and I was like, man, I don't want to get like a half-ass stream, and then I realized I was like, oh yeah, fuck, like Saturday night's main event, let's go. So yeah, and I missed you guys, so here we are. Here we are, and Sai, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you are doing well. I was going to send you a message. So, other side note, I was going to send you a message, Sai, on Twitter, but now I don't know. It has to be a new thing. Well, I mean, I don't know the last time I went into my DMs on Twitter, but you have to enter a passcode, like create a passcode now for like some type of encrypted messaging. I tried to click. There's a button to like. It was like pretty much like bypass it, but then I forget the option. I'm gonna pull up and see what it says. Because I wanted to reach out and see how you're doing. And then I was like, well, I might just like, I don't want to, put your business on blast, but I hope you're doing good, man. Because it was like dealing with some shit out there. So, yeah. Yeah. So, look at this. Let you guys see. So, I try to go to my DMs, right? It says, welcome to the new X chat. End to end encryption, state of the art, blah, 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 set passcode, create passcode. And then it's, oh yeah, that was the other one. Let device manage my passcode. So I was like, well, maybe I can do that and just bypass the shit. But then it's like, are you sure you want this device to manage your passcode? We recommend a 4-digit passcode. And I'm like, well, no, because I want to log in Twitter like on my computer and read my messages. But like, why do so I don't know, man. And I was just like, whatever. And I was like, I'm just gonna give him a shout out again on the show. But you're here and you guys are listening to me ramble. I appreciate you guys. But yeah. What up, Michael? You said you're here. Oh, in Wisconsin. Damn, dude. Damn. Yeah. Atlas Sphere, you said even in South Carolina about to get blasted. Yeah, man. Robbie Show. What up, Robbie? Where are you at, Robbie? You said it's freezing here too. We got a storm coming tomorrow. Where are you at? Okay, Sean. What up, Sean? You said we already have. I don't know why it's not showing on screen. You said, oh, there it goes. We already have a bunch of snow here, followed by sleet. Oh, I fucking hate sleet, man. I hate the sleet. Dude, I know, man. I was thinking about that shit the other. Was it last night? Or maybe it was the night before. Or no, I was listening to his Thursday Impact review, and I just thought about it again when I called into what the fuck, what show was I at? Was it Raw or SmackDown? I can't even fucking remember now. But I called in and I dropped the F-bomb. And I was trying so hard, like I was doing so well, like trying to filter myself, and then I said the word, and like as I was saying it, I was like, fuck, man. Because Wade keeps it clean, at least on the public side. On the VIP side, for instance, with the fix, Todd is definitely unfiltered, which I love. He's great. Atmosphere, I'm happy that you appreciate that, man. You said Ash's lack of filter is a net positive. I appreciate that, man, because sometimes I wonder, like, man, like I need to I need to filter myself, like watch, like try to cut back on certain words, but I just can't help it. Like, because then I'll be sitting there trying to think about what like what not to say. And I don't know, I'd rather just fucking say it. Yes, you definitely account for my UK audience. I forget the percentage of UK, but I think the UK was maybe second. Obviously, US is first. Sean, you said all NFL. That's right, dude. Yeah, that's right. All NFL for you tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. That's true. That's true. What up, Grandmaster? What up, dude? Muhammad, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Damn, Muhammad. I mean, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, it was Grandmaster. He said, I have friends in Montreal where Saturday night's main event is tonight. It's negative 33 with the wind chill there. They only sold 8,000 tickets. Shit. It better than me, man. I would not be leaving my house. Fuck that. No, sir. Yeah, so and then I was like, I should just email you. And then here I am. Oh yeah, Sean, whatever did happen to your theme song? That was it was a nice little jingle. I loved that shit. That was so great. What up, Billy? All right, but yeah, so we're gonna dive into the card here. Obviously, it's not gonna take too long. It's only 4 matches, which is another plus for Saturday night's main event. Sadly, I'll be working tonight, so no watch along, but definitely want to do a review show for it. We'll try to figure that out with the packed day tomorrow for a lot of sports fans out there. So I understand the scheduling conflict there. Let me move this over real quick. But yeah, so again, another plus for Saturday night's main event. Only 4 matches, which no, I feel like they try to well, maybe not 5. 4, I guess, is a sweet spot. But with not being on cable TV, they do have more flexibility with the time. So still maybe a little surprised they only fit in 4, but I'm not complaining. I like it. It keeps it a nice, straight to the point, like concise. Well, depending on how many ads and buff they put in between, it should be a nice, straight to the point, concise show. So I still don't see it going over, definitely not over an hour and a half. That'd be kind of crazy if it does. Because then in that case, then what are you doing with all this time, right? Now, if the matches make sense, then of course, but like for instance, like the 4-way is probably going to take a nice, I would say at least 30 minutes, right? So it could buffer out to 2 hours, which wouldn't surprise me. But for one thing though, really quick, I'm super happy that we got the inclusion of the AJ Styles Shinsuke match before AJ retires. It's still, we'll get into that thing, but it's still weird to me, and like it kind of hasn't sunk in that AJ's gonna be retiring in ring wise. So I really wonder though what that looks like afterwards. If he's going to transition behind the scenes, if he's going to be like a producer agent type dude, is he going to be just in the performance center, just helping like the new talent? I think AJ is one of those guys where you just feel like he has such like a mind for the business, right? Just with everything that he's experienced, so many different companies and different iterations of the companies, right? Like being with TNA for so many years from the beginning, pretty much being the face of TNA for so long, right? And the backbone. And I still remember, man, when he left TNA, I'm not gonna act like I was watching it religiously, but it was one of those where like I would try to like catch like the bigger shows, or at least like the recaps of them, and pop in because especially back then I wasn't, as a little kid, so I wasn't working as much or at all. So wasn't able to buy certain shows. And early on they had the weekly shows where it was like, was it like $10 for every Wednesday show or something like that? So I definitely wasn't getting that. But I'll never forget when I was scrolling through Comcast and I saw in the description at the top, I saw TNA wrestling. I was like, oh, wrestling. What is TNA though? And I thought it was like some like spin-off, like I thought it was like another, like obviously, like WWE SmackDown, WWE Raw. I was like, oh, it's like WWE TNA like wrestling. So little naive me. Read the description and I was like, oh, like, and Jeff Hardy was doing something. I was like, Jeff, what? And yeah, that was my first exposure. Well, besides WCW, because I didn't have like internet access and all that. But I just remember plugging into TNA, and obviously besides Jeff and a few other people who I knew from WWE, WWF, I was like, man, like AJ was just one of those guys that really stood out. And I just remember, and full disclosure, fell off for a little bit from TNA, stuck with WWE. It's funny, man. Through all the shit WWE has put us through the years, I don't know how, but stuck with them, man. But when AJ left TNA and the news came out, I just remember being shocked. I was like, wow, like how did they let him go? Like he left? Like what? Like how does this happen? So I just remember that being a really big deal and just thinking like what happens next? And kind of surprised that he didn't immediately show up to WWE, and just kind of wondering like where, like what's going on. But yeah, so thinking that he's on his retirement run, and the end is near, it's kind of crazy to think about. So all I like to say, and just going forward and starting with this match randomly. But I'm very happy that this was added to the card, and they are giving these guys. I hope they give them time, but they're at least giving them an opportunity to go out there and really remind people what the fuck they can do together. Especially Shinsuke, man, because it's just I mean, props to him, man. He's getting his bag. He's out there surfing, living his best life. So I'm happy for him if he's happy personally. But again, he was one of those not being too ingrained in the New Japan product, but he was one of those names that I heard of, like that you I don't want to say constantly hear about, but if New Japan is being brought up, then Shinsuke was being brought up and just certain names like that, right? So I was super excited to see him come over, kind of like Okada in AEW. It was actually very similar. I was like, okay, like I'm not too familiar, I'm familiar of him, but I need to learn, and see like what makes this dude great. And the match he had with Sami Zayn, Nakamura, like fantastic, right? Probably his best in WWE. And he's had other great, well, I don't say great, but other very good ones. But I don't know, man. Just not maybe what I was expecting, and not gonna blame him 100% for that. The presentation from WWE side, of course, could always be better, and most likely should have been better. And we're not gonna sit here and get into the nitty gritty of Nakamura. This isn't the stream for that, but long story short, I'll wrap it up to say I hope they give them at least 20 minutes, man, to go out there and just fucking have a banger of a match. Like, don't even respectfully have like guys back there telling them what to do, like agents or anything. Just be like, this is the goal for the match, or however they, I'm not gonna act like I know what they do, right? But like, be like, yo, like this is, who we want to win. Like this is the goal of the match. Y'all take care of it yourselves, right? And just go out there and let AJ and Shinsuke just, as the kids say, let them cook, right? Which I fucking hate. But yeah, just let them go out there and do their thing, man. Like, that's what I'm excited for. So I hope this match opens the show. I think it'd be a great opener. But it just depends because it's a weird dynamic for the match types. So we have 2 single matches, we have a tag team match, and then we have a fatal 4-way match. So it's really odd. And then like you have Cody, right? So in one hand, you would assume that Cody is going to be the main event, but he's not the champion anymore. So then you would think, okay, well, the Fatal 4-Way's got to be the main event, right? That makes sense. Or the main, I said it right? The Fatal 4-Way has to be the main event because that's a number 1 contender shot. So, which we'll obviously get to here in a second. So I think that's going to be the main event. But, so I guess, yeah, kind of thinking about it. So I'm going to go, AJ opens the show. AJ since Shinsuke opens the show. Then we go the tag team match with the ladies. Then we have some type of intermission. Then we go Cody, and then we go the Fatal 4-Way. So that's my predictions for the lineup. So we'll see how wrong I am on that one. But yeah, so wrapping Shinsuke and AJ up though really quick. Again, I'm just super, it wasn't obvious, I haven't said it enough already. I'm just super stoked that it's on the show. It makes me a little bit even more nervous, rather, that the end is closer than even we anticipated for AJ. I thought we were gonna at least get until WrestleMania, but I don't know, man. And with the whole Gunther thing, I don't know. It just makes me nervous. So we'll see. But officially, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Shinsuke wins here, and I'm gonna say Gunther comes in, fucks over AJ. Shinsuke takes advantage. Maybe sees it. Maybe he doesn't see Gunther's involvement. Gets the 1, 2, 3. He moves on with his life. Gets that win under his belt, right? Beat AJ Styles on his way out. AJ's pissed at Gunther. Even more fire for him to go and beat the fuck out of Gunther and go from there. So officially, I am picking Shinsuke, but it wouldn't surprise me if AJ wins, to be honest with you. if it's just going to be like a clean, straightforward match. Because if they had AJ lose clean, then I'd be like, what do you? No disrespect to Nakamura, but with where AJ is right now, like what they're doing story wise, like that would just be kind of odd. So, not that I'm one that advocates for screwy finishes, right? But when it makes sense, do it make sense. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Let me pull up the chat again to see what you guys have to say. I wonder if there's like a limit on how many F words you can say in a stream before they like strike you or whatever, like slap your hand. Oh yeah, AEW Collision is tonight too, guys. Roman needs to come back soon. Shawnee says somebody will interview, but I'm not sure who yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all are talking about Jacob, and yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Y'all are talking good about that match. Saw you're about to lose that wrench, dude. Okay, so I hate to even talk about this, but I have recently gotten this weird urge to go into Costco. And I don't know truly why. I don't know if it's the FOMO in me because we have one that was just built maybe 5-6 minutes down the road and it looks beautiful, right? You can get the gas, all that good stuff. I thought about it, and once I was sitting there looking at the building because it's right near Chick-fil-A too. Shout out Chick-fil-A. I was like, man, why do I want to go in there? I was talking about it with some friends because I am not one of those people that needs to buy items in bulk because if I do, it's just gonna go bad. Like I don't buy produce or like any perishable items in bulk. Even like household items like paper towels and shit because I don't have so much space, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to have like a whole room full of paper towels and water, you know? So I have a section for it, but like I don't need a whole room, even though I would love it. But until I have like a garage and like a full, full blown space to spread out and, fuck around and do dumb shit, then yeah, so that's on I really don't need a Costco membership, but I really just want to go in there and look. And I don't know. I wish they would give, and maybe you guys know, if they have like a trial, like a day trial, you can just go in there and like test it out and see. I'm not trying to take advantage. I just really want to go in there and browse and see if there are items that I could potentially use. So you saying boom or doom, man, made me think of the freaking Costco guys and me sitting in the parking lot and then them popping in my head and just getting really angry. And I was like, is my mind subliminally, like, are they somehow subliminally in that, like persuading me to go to Costco? And now I'm even more conflicted because now I'm like, fuck, if it is them, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go to what's the other one? BJ's. I'm gonna go to BJ's or like Sam's Club. But you guys don't want to be in my brain. It's a daily struggle. So thanks for bringing that up, Sai. Oh man, you guys are great. Yeah, Shawnee said I'm not sure AJ will win in a fun match. Yeah, it's gonna be. I hope it's gonna be. I hope they give him time, man. Yeah, Grandmaster, you said I don't want AJ leaving right now. Mania makes more sense. Exactly. Like you're so close to Mania, why wouldn't you? Especially if he's not leaving the company, right? It's not like it's a matter of him being on the end of his contract and he's just finishing up his days and he's gonna be swinging over to AEW or New Japan or just leaving. Period. Right? He has said that he wants to be involved, like behind the scenes and do shit like that. I'm pretty certain. Unless I'm confusing him with someone else. I know he said he wants to spend time at home with his family, but I'm sure you retire from in ring, take some time off, and then you get back into the swing of things. You know, kind of like what Shawn Michaels did. So that's kind of how I envision AJ. So why not go to Mania? So that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like we're gonna get to Mania. I feel like we're gonna make it to Mania. Exactly. Shawnee says Shinsuke doesn't need a win at this point in his career. AJ needs a win to build the Gunther match next week. 100%, dude. 110%. All right, got that pulled up. Yeah, I heard. Did any of you guys watch the second TNA show on Thursday? Well, not the second TNA show, but the second show on AMC. I have heard that the second show was much better than the first. So I am gonna see, like, maybe, well, probably not tonight, because I'll need to catch up on Saturday night's main event after work. But I'll try to watch and catch up on that to see. Atlas Fury said nobody's watching Collision. A handsome guy writes a very detailed report for PW Torch, though. Oh, who is this figure? Atlas Fury. But no, shout out to PW Torch, though, because they have a lot of great contributors and writers over there and co-hosts. So shout out to them. They're great. I love Wade. I love when he gets snarky, like, and he gets on like a little tangent. I wish he would more often. Like, I wish he would come unplugged a little bit more often. Just the anarchy, like the whatever in me that likes to start shit. You know, the I don't know, the shit stir in me. I'm like, yeah, Wade, speak your mind, man. I get 100%. I get why he doesn't. You know, he's a very professional dude. You know, PW Torch has a respectable reputation, all that shit. So 100% get it. But I'm just like, it's like one of those things where it's like you're watching like your favorite like actor or like just like whomever, like from a show that you enjoy or whatever, and it's like they're being politically correct. And not that Wade is, you know, like Wade definitely speaks his mind and his opinions, but it's just like they're like, so for instance, like there's this chick, that sounds terrible. There's this lady, woman that I watch on YouTube. Sorry guys, you know my side rants. Her name is Attorney. Well, her name is Melanie Little, but her channel name is Attorney Melanie Little, and she covers obviously like different cases and stuff. But she definitely speaks her mind. Like, she gives her opinion. She's not afraid to like pick a side type and to like call what she sees. But for instance, like she'll say like, "What the f," and it's like, girl, just say what the fuck, man. Like, and that's what I want. Like, that's what I mean with Wade. It's like, just say what the fuck, man. You know. But you want sponsors and ads and all that shit, so I get it. That's why, you know, we'll never get like sponsorships and all that, because I am not yeah, my mouth is not endorsable, I guess, probably. But yeah, so that's the only thing, man. I'm just like certain streamers and like certain shows, I'm like, just say the word, just say it. So yeah, another side rant for you guys. But moving on, we have, and good thing there's only 4 matches on this card, because we'd be here all day. But next up we have, I'm just gonna go with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. This one is interesting, though. Obviously, we have the return recently of Jacob Fatu. He inadvertently, maybe on purpose, cost Cody Rhodes the match, the title. Not even the match, the title. I still wish that, I don't know, man, just something about Drew leaving the cage. Granted, they did go through 3 stages of hell. 100% get that, right? It was it's not like they were just, you know, fucking around and just you know, lollygagging. They went through it, right? But I don't know, man. Just something about leaving the cage, especially through the door, just gets me. Now, it is better when you're a bad guy doing it. I don't know, man. Something, it just doesn't hit as impactful for me. But I'm just so happy that they actually put the title on Drew. So I'm just like, I'll take it, man. I will take it. And I'm happy that it looks like he's going to be holding on to it for at least a little bit. I was kind of concerned that they're going to do the quick turn around and have him lose it. For instance, like do a rematch at Saturday night's main event and do another screw job finish or something like cheesy like that. So I'm very happy he's not even in the scenario where he can lose the championship tonight. So very happy about that. So at least he's going to make it to the Rumble. Now, even if you were to, I don't even put it in the universe, but sadly, even if you were to lose the championship at the Rumble, it's still a quick turnaround. You know, it's just only another week, but at least it's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to try to justify it. It's he still needs to hold on to it for longer, but we'll get to that if and when that happens. But I just didn't want him to look foolish, right? Like if you're going to make this big of a move, then by taking the title off of Cody pretty close to Mania, you know, like we're damn near, we're like about to turn on that road to WrestleMania. So when you take a title off of Cody and make that big of a moment, you have to have a reason, right? And you have to have an endpoint in mind, I would hope. I mean, I say that, and as I'm saying it, you know, I think back to the whole John Cena thing, and it's like, well, shit, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't, because I did see, maybe it was like Russell Pierce. Maybe it was them. If so, shout out to them. Sorry, it was like just a random tweet that I saw a few days ago. That there were like recent changes or like recent, I want to see if I can pull it up, because they had recently advocated, I don't know if it was maybe Cody and Drew, obviously Drew would, but I don't know if it was Cody that wanted to, like, that was advocating to have the title change. So let me see if I can find it. Just because it was pretty interesting to me when I came across it. I didn't even think I would have remembered it. Enter would help. Oh yeah, and what do you guys think of Powerhouse Hobbs signing with WWE? That dude is gonna be a fucking beast, man. I hope he lands in NXT and just goes crazy. Like, I hope he goes just on like a war path. Just goes in there and just hits like just squash match, just like pummels through people, right? Go straight to the championship. Straight to the top, dude. I can see him being the next Obafemi, but not even taking that long. Just fucking like boom, and just dominating. So, man, I'm excited for him. What was it, man? It's gonna really bother me now. Because then the second I stop streaming with you guys, I'm gonna come across that shit. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh. I think Trey Miguel has released another statement about returning to TNA. Man, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into all that shit. Cause I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, I can't find it, but essentially, I really think it was Cody who had advocated for the title to be switched and, you know, to drop the title to Drew. To really, I don't know if it was to shake shit up, but I'm happy they did, because it did shake shit up. The glare's kind of getting to me. But it was something that was needed, because like I said before, if you continuously go back to Drew versus Cody, you're getting to the point where if Drew doesn't win, then you're just destroying Drew. Like, Drew is one of those rare talents that can talk himself almost out of any situation, right? Like a Kevin Owens. But it's like, damn, dude, like you can't keep beating a dead horse, but so long. It's like, okay, we get it, like he can talk a good game, he just can't deliver, So it's like that team that can make it to the championship, but like to the Super Bowl, but they can't win. So it's like, what are we really doing? It's almost more frustrating watching them have a great year and then get to the end and just totally tank it. Because you would almost rather them just not be a good team at all, because it's like your hopes aren't even up. So I'm happy they pulled the trigger. I'm happy that we are now in a situation where we have a fatal four-way to determine the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship that is not on Cody Rhodes. And you guys know how much I love my guy Cody, but it was time for a change, as the great Owen Hart would say. Enough is enough. So the four-way has Randy Orton versus Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. I saw somewhere, I believe it was Fightful, shout out Fightful, that I think the betting odds for this match were on Sami to win, which I was kind of surprised about, to be honest, because I'm still torn on Sami winning the Rumble, right? Again, if you guys have been listening for some months now, early, I think it was like, not Mania, but like probably going into the summer, I just had this feeling that Sami was gonna be like an early favorite to win the Rumble. And I was like, man, it was right around, I think, when they announced that Sami was gonna, or that the Rumble was gonna be in Saudi. I was like, man, it just makes even more sense for Sami to win the Rumble now. It's kind of like the, all the real life stuff to the side, just for like, like the human being and like where he's from, and like his history and stuff like that, and his origins. It would be one of those like kind of winning in like your home country type shit, or just the symbolism there. And then you have that, and then the character side of it for Sami Zayn. It's crazy to think that he's even still viewed as an underdog because of all the big deal shit that he's done, right? And all the heavy main event stories that he's been involved in. It's just a weird like dynamic. So, and I guess it's just because he hasn't won, like, quote unquote, won the big one on his own, like, like the heavyweight championship. So I guess obviously I get that, but it's not like he's a stereotypical underdog anymore either, in my opinion. So it's like a weird dynamic. Not even saying it's a bad thing. I kind of dig it even more. It adds and creates the story itself. So I dig that. But this match in particular, because if he were to win this match, maybe not, because there's been plenty of Rumble matches in the past, or Rumble pay-per-views in the past, where they have had individual matches, and those participants in the matches have then later on entered the Rumble. So they can actually, now that I think about it, okay, so hear me out. So now that I think about it, you can go with, we'll have this variation 1. Sami wins the Fatal 4-Way, earns his shot and his opportunity, right? The coveted word. Earns his opportunity at the Undisputed Championship against Drew at the Rumble. Logically, he's then not going to be in the Rumble match, right? He's already involved, so you kind of mentally exclude him from being in the Rumble match. He goes, challenges Drew. Maybe Drew cheats. Maybe someone interferes. What have you, right? Sami loses. Everyone is super bummed out. He's obviously, it's in Saudi. The crowd is 100,000% behind him. It's that atmosphere, right? It's that moment. It's that moment Drew has had in the past, and he doesn't win the big one again, and it eats at him, and he's just pissed off. And maybe this is because they're gonna book in with the Rumble matches, so they open with the women's match, and then maybe this is the first actual like singles match after the women's Rumble match. So you go the Rumble match with the women, brief intermission, then you have the championship match. Sammy loses again. However, he loses, he's just deflated. Maybe they show him deflated in the ring. He's sitting down, you know, all that shit. Later on, he's pissed, throwing things backstage. And that's kind of how I would end it, right? Maybe you have him walking, like the camera, like maybe Jackie walks up to him and is like, you know, Sammy, you know, like, how do you feel? Like, you know, like, what are your thoughts? And he just like storms by her and just like walks out to the parking lot type shit, right? So we all think he's leaving. We move on with our lives. Later on, maybe entrant number 27, right? Because that's just one of those numbers that has like a weird statistic. And I think it's one of the numbers that a higher percentage has actually won from. At least it was. I remember hearing that on one of those videos like back in the day. It's probably changed since then. But he makes a surprise entrance, right, in the Rumble. So he comes down in at number 27. You could do number 30, but I think that's a little bit too cliche. You want to have him come in at least so he has to at least go through some competitors. Not necessarily like early on, 1 or 2, because that's just a little too heavy-handed at that point. I'd say at least in the 20s, but I like 27. So he comes in at number 27. The ring is substantially full, right? He goes in there, eliminates a few guys. Doesn't clear the ring, but has a good showing. Gets beat down. Long story short, I don't even know who the final 2 would be. I'm just kind of going, you know, I'm thinking about this now. The final 2, I don't know who the final 2 would be. I got to put more thought into that, but maybe it's a similar situation to last year, right? Where it's like a Jey Uso and a John Cena, where you think, oh, well, Cena's, you know, it's going to be, you know, close, but Cena's going to get the upper hand. But this year it's going to be Sammy and maybe a Cody, right? Maybe it's Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes in the final 2, right? And Cody is trying to find his way back to the championship, just like everyone, right? But Cody, you know, whatever. Similar to last year, it's close, but Sammy gets the upper hand and eliminates Cody. That adds even more disdain and more anger to Cody, right? And just builds and more chips on his shoulder, right? That he can use later on for that eventual heel turn. And if you need to accelerate that, the heel turn for Cody, which I saw again, I need to fucking bookmark this shit. But if they are going to accelerate the heel turn for Cody, which I still don't think you need to, but if we're talking 6-8 months from now, we'll see what the lay of the land is after we're past WrestleMania. You can go, like I said, Sammy wins the Royal Rumble. He continues his road to WrestleMania. He declares that he wants to challenge Drew because, you know, that's the whole thing. Makes it to Mania. Wins the big one, right? Sammy wins the big one. Finally is no longer the underdog. All that good shit. We see, not a returning, but a special appearance from Kevin Owens. Kind of, if you guys remember WrestleMania 20, when Eddie, I hate to bring up negative shit, but Eddie and Chris Benoit, when Benoit won the big one in the triple threat match against Triple H and Shawn, Eddie came out because, you know, I believe he had retained the championship earlier in the night, but they came out and they just had that nice moment, man, that where the confetti was falling down and they were hugging. Really emotional, right? You can do that same thing. I mean, obviously Kevin's not going to have a championship, but Kevin can come out and just embrace, right? And just have that nice feel-good moment. And then you lead into the summer months and Cody can be that heel character, that heel guy if you need someone vicious to go after Sammy, right? Because Sammy will be even bigger of a babyface at that point, even more loved. And who better to turn on, you know, again, depending on the lay of the land, if there's even more of a loved face, but Sammy's a good, lovable guy. So, I don't know, just kind of spitballing there. But that's my thoughts on that. But I said all that, and going into this, I didn't even, like, my betting odds were not even going to be on Sammy winning the match. But now that I think about all that, I am going to go with Sammy. And now that I just went through however many minutes of that diatribe, I'm going to stick with that because it just feels fun now. So I'm just going to go with that. And I like I would like to be right. So I think it'd be pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go with that. But I can see a safe choice being a Randy Orton, right? It's one of those where you know it's gonna be a good match. They have history. You can make it make sense. But it's not one of those matches where you really it's because the Rumble pay-per-view or PLE itself too is one of those events where it almost doesn't even matter the other matches on the card because the Rumble matches are the card itself. You just need two other matches to buffer it out. You know what I mean? So that's why I've never even really been pressed to have a championship match like a defend it on the Rumble card. But I get it. I totally get it. So yeah, I think I don't know. I wouldn't even be surprised. Like I said, if Randy were to win, he would kind of be my second choice or my second pick to win. I was thinking, they could try something completely out of the box and go with a quick Trick Williams win. Try to say that fast. And really get a boost for him. Have him pull out the upset victory here. It'll be a shocker. He'll have even more shit to kind of talk about and gloat about next week going into the Rumble. We know he's not going to win against Drew, but he can go out there and have a really good match with Drew. And I know that's not the point, but if you are in the camp of WWE where you possibly want to test the waters to see, should we potentially have Trick be a face sooner than later? His entrance is catchy. He's just, man, like he reminds me of a Ric Flair, man, but obviously like a current day Ric Flair, but his style, the way he ties everything in together, I don't know, just something about him. Like I always thought he was gonna be like, I don't want to say like a big deal, but I was like, man, like this dude, there's something about him, man. Again, like Montez Ford, but I'm not gonna get on that hill right now, but I'm gonna stay on that hill. And like what I feel about Ricky. Maybe Ricky not as much as the other guys, but just something about the flair. No pun intended, maybe pun intended. But just the charisma and that the guys, like these guys in particular, they just popped into my head, just ooze, right? And it just radiates off of it. So I was thinking you could, because it's kind of like a safe bet, right? Like you can have Trick win here again, like I said, gloat about, have that under his belt. Because shit, he would win a fatal 4-way against Randy Orton, a bona fide Hall of Famer, Sami Zayn, most likely a future Hall of Famer, right? Pretty certain at this point, right? And Damian Priest, who is a former world champion. So nothing to shy away from, right? So he has all that to brag on. There's no DQs in a fatal 4-way, so some shit can happen in the match itself. So I was like, man, maybe that could be like a dark horse pick. So I don't know. This one is kind of up in the air for me. I just don't think it's going to be Damian Priest. So I'm sorry, Damian. I just don't think it's going to be you, my friend. That's kind of in my order. I think Sammy, Randy, and Trick are my order here. Man, I don't know. Just with the presentation of Trick lately and how he's been evolved in so many talking segments with Randy, Sammy. I don't know. It just something's just like sticking out there, and I don't want to not acknowledge it. So my money is still gonna be on Sami Zayn winning here, even going into it. I'm telling you, man, when I read that betting on, I was like, what? And then that's when I started thinking about it. I was like, maybe. So I feel like this match is going to be fun too. I don't think it's going to be like a great wrestling match, per se, but I think it's going to be a fun WWE 4-way match. But yeah, I've been rambling for a bit there, so I'm going to pull up the chat and see what you guys are rambling about. Nah, Grandmaster, that's why my weeks are just still off. And it's just crazy that January is almost over. But you said, is it just me? But having a Saturday night's main event tonight and Rumble next week is just weird. It's just odd, dude. Damn, Atlas, you said you canceled your AMC Plus trial after that first TNA show. Yeah, Muhammad, Sam's Club is still a thing. Yeah, Sean, no, I totally get it. No, I totally get it. You don't have to curse, you know. Just however you can properly and fully express yourself. It's the people who do curse in their everyday life and they're just trying not to for the show. It's like, bro, just be yourself, man. But if that's who you are, be yourself. Like that's kind of like my long story short on that one. Yeah, Atlas. I feel you. I feel you. Wait, Atlas, who are you, dude? Who are you? You say I curse like a motherfucker. I feel ash when I'm trying to watch my mouth. Oh, are you Josh? Oh shit, Jay, that makes sense, dude. What is up, dude? If that's you, what's up, man? If that is the Josh. Sean, you said DQ finish here, unfortunately, but I don't know who interferes. Ah, shit, what match was that? That was probably the AJ one. Or maybe the shit. That's why I need to be more focused sometimes. Dude, yeah, I didn't know if this was legit. Alex Freeze said Hobbs, Royce Keys now should tear through NXT. Yeah, dude, 100% agree with you. Yeah, Royce Keys. Interesting. I don't hate the name at all. It's just a 180 from Powerhouse Hobbs, Will Hobbs. But I don't hate it. I thought that they were maybe just gonna call him Hobbs, which I don't know. I don't know. But I get why they want to have their own name to market. So I get that side of it on, the business side. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, dude, are you just doing shit just to do it? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm petty too, so I can appreciate a good pettiness. But it's not, I don't want to say you're fucking with someone's life, but you're changing someone's, impacting someone's, character. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But there could be a trademark thing too that I'm not aware of. I haven't read into it. I don't know if AEW trademarked Powerhouse Hobbs or anything like that. Or if he owns it. So I don't know any of the legalities of it. So maybe it was something for that. Besides them just wanting WWE just wanting to create something completely fresh, which I can understand, like I said. So I don't really care unless it's something just completely dog shit, which Royce Keys isn't. It is what it is. They did something similar with Blake Monroe, Mariah May. So it is what it is. I honestly Royce Royce Keys to me is better than Blake Monroe. No offense to any Blakes out there, but I don't know, the name, it's just the name Blake. I don't know. Why they could have done Mariah Monroe? I don't know. Maybe that's too close to Marilyn Monroe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Whatever. End of the day, it doesn't matter, right? We had freaking Dolph Ziggler for how many decades? So, and he became a champion. So, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. And Braun Breaker, right? So there's other names out there that are just eye rolling, but the talent can make it work, right? And at the end of the day, that's their job to make it work. It's I feel for them. You know what I mean? That's why I personally couldn't be in that role. So I give them props for that. But I'm sure they would much rather be called Powerhouse Hobbs and Mariah May. But also, they're signing that contract and getting that check. So fucking call me what you want to call me. You know what I mean? Well, let's do it. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah. So he said apparently his son's name is Royce. It's cool, better than say Blake. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So yeah, right there with you, man. And so cool. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why Blake Monroe, I'm sure, and or I'm hoping that there's like a tie-in to it. You know, like I just don't want it to be one of those things where back in the day they had a fucking just print out paper of just dumb shit. Like remember at Stone Cold it was like Frosty McFreeze and dumb shit. Like what are we doing here? Like so you just don't want us to take them seriously to begin with. That's what you're saying. And none of these are to that extreme, in my opinion. So I think it's I think a lot of times it's just one of those things where people just want to talk shit and just have something to complain about on Twitter. So it is what it is. To me, like I said, as long as it's not some dumb shit that's disrespectful to them or something that if they're going on a media tour and no one's ever going to be able to take them seriously, then you know, come on. But when there's a name change and it has meaning, then hell yeah, man, let's go with it. So thanks for pointing that out there. Man, dude, I told y'all. See, this is why I try not to say shit because I was like, oh yeah, we'll breeze right through the card, and we've only gotten through 2 matches because I sit here and talk so much actual like other shit, unrelated. Okay, so you said I think Tammy, Tammy, some changes. Not gonna get into that, right? I was gonna say, does Sammy go through some changes? uh, you said I think Sammy gets his title shot, but not tonight. They need to drag it out for months. And that is why I was going into tonight thinking he was not going to win, but those betting odds really sparked that other path in my mind. So I don't know, man. I'm torn, but it makes it fun because I like being torn, right? And that should be the whole point. Man, Grandmaster, I'm not gonna be able to do a Rumble watch along. And I was just thinking about that because I have to work next week. Let me see if I can actually put my shit. Or actually, is next week the week that I'm off? One moment. Today is the 24th. No fucking way, dude. I did request it off. God damn. Sometimes I love myself, man. Y'all want to do it? But it's, man, I'm kind of conflicted though because of the location. We'll see. TBD on the Rumble watch along. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of conflicted, to be completely honest with you guys. So we'll see. We will see. But I am off, so we'll definitely be able to do a stream before, if not an actual watch along. And then we'll have a review show because I took that weekend off. Fuck yeah, man. I'm so happy I thought about that shit. What up, wrestling community? What up, dude? He said aloha. I was just at Concord kissing. Oh shit, Concord kissing me for Jaka's benefit. Aloha from Chicago. What up, dude? I did not hear about that. What up, man? Shout out to the wrestling community. If you guys have seen the connecting people through wrestling yellow cutout square signs, that is him. Great dude, Chris. Great dude. Shout out to him. I really feel like I need to go to a chiropractor, but I'm just like scarred about going to a chiropractor from the horror stories. I went once and that was it. Oh, what? Thanks, Sean. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you, sir. He said they just won't do a heel match. That's weird. They just won't do a heel match, man. Sorry, but which one were you talking about? Was it what variation? Was it Drew versus Trick when I was talking about Drew versus Trick at Rumble? That's what I think. Let me know if that's someone that you were talking about, man. But thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. And I agree. That's a good point there. Another reason why they probably won't. But that's what I was saying. Maybe they want to test the waters with Williams there and see. Yeah, dude, I miss Montez for sure. I miss that. He just unutilized talent right there, man. Full potential talent, What up, rapper K5M? What up? What up? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you, man. Okay, you say you may not watch, but we'll definitely watch the Rumble. All right, man. Okay, so thank you for this segue, Sai, for keeping me on track here and keeping the show moving along. I can't see you over. It says, let me broaden my screen here. I don't know why that shit just takes up my whole, like, it's like, where am I? It's like when you play peekaboo with a kid. It's anyway. You say, in Judgment Day when in Judgment Day when 2 matches are all faces. Trick's the only heel in the 4-way match, and he's not winning. That leaves Judgment Day, and Triple H likes a surprise win. Yeah, dude. So thank you for that transition. Like I said, you are great, and that's why you have a wrench here, amongst the many other reasons. But we will move on to Rio. Our defending women's tag team champions, of course, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, defending against the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. So, Sai, you say in Judgment Day win. I was actually going into this match thinking that Rio retain, but I feel like they do need to shake, not even shake, but they do need to kind of, maybe no pun intended, they need to liven up the Judgment Day a bit with Dominic. I was gonna say with Dominic not being there, but I think he's gonna be back soon. I think that they said he'd be back for the Rumble. So they only have obviously just another week to go, but they do need to. That's the Judgment Day's thing, right? Like that's like part of their whole turmoil is the titles and going for the titles and all that shit. So I could see an upset victory here, and I don't know. I really feel like this would be a way to free up Rhea Ripley and Io Sky going into the Rumble to get them ready for WrestleMania season. So yeah, I could see Judgment Day picking up the upset victory, if you want to call it that. Victory here, becoming the new champs, going on with their lives. Rhea Ripley, like I said, and Io going into the Rumble and kind of going from there. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, Sai. Good thoughts there, my friend. Because then it's just, do you have Io turn on Rhea? Io has gotten over so much more. And just the whole story has been so heavy-handed, right? With the conflict between Io and Asuka and Kairi and obviously Rhea as well. Rhea defending Io. Just, I don't know, man. Do you really want to go through all that and then have Io turn on Rhea? So I don't know, because do you and like go with the whole like this has been the plan all along? Like I just really hope they don't do that. Like if you're gonna, that's what I'm just like, I don't know. Just they can lose and then just go on their, respectfully go on their own way. I hope. What up, Fernando? What up? What up, dude? No worries, man. Appreciate you popping in. It was a random time, so I appreciate you popping in, man. What up, Nick? I don't know if I said it hey to you earlier. I missed you. What up, man? What up, Cody? A? What up? What up? You said, "Hey, Ash, cold here. Who you got for Rose versus 5-2?" Oh, where are you at? What part of the world are you at, my friend? And yeah, so I think that's the last match that we have here. Cody versus 5-2. This one, again, because I don't think we're at that point with Cody turning or anything like that. And I spoke a lot earlier about the whole title change and all that. I think you need to have Fatu pick up the victory here. I think you can't have him come back kind of been showing this side of him and have him lose to Cody. I don't think, unless you're really gonna have Cody continue down this like continue, but not I don't want to say continue, but like really declare this like this different path for him. And like I don't even want to say like a darker path, but just not the Cody that we've like the clean cut Cody, right? I don't know. It's just an interesting spot that they're in. That's why again, like I kind of was thinking about this card and I was like, but then when I sat there and I really looked at it, I was like, man, like each match has its own pivot point, and it's really going to kind of declare where we're going, obviously into the Rumble, but really into the road to WrestleMania as well, because this will determine what who's going to obviously, for instance, face off against Drew. If that's even going to be a potential for a title change at the Rumble, and if that's the case, then who's going to end up in the Rumble match itself? And there's just a lot of different if this then what coming out of this card, really. But I think Fight 2 needs to have a strong showing here. I think you almost go in there, I don't want to say and just pummel Cody, but he needs to really be that Wolverine, dude. Like, be that, I don't know, just be that vicious Fight 2. I don't know. I just, I think it's, I don't want to say now or never, but I feel like this is a very important moment in his character's journey and a very important match for him. So I almost hope that there's no interference. I hope that, or I don't know. Yeah, I hope definitely, I do know. I hope there's no interference, but I can kind of see maybe Cody getting frustrated that he's not able to defeat Fatu. He gets, if it is going to be more competitive, which I assume it's going to be, then have Cody teeter with the idea of trying to bring in something to cheat with, right? And then Fatu getting the upper hand, and that being the downfall for Cody, and then that contributes to Cody spiraling, right? So my pick here is Fatu winning. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but we'll see. What good would it do if Cody wins? Why do that to Jacob? So I don't see much benefit unless you're gonna completely turn Cody, which I just think it would be an odd placement to do here. Unless you are gonna have the big reveal that Cody is the one who attacked Jacob. So I don't see them making that reveal here. That I think that's really gonna like that is like a key factor too. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, man, I do. You said I'm just gonna call you Cody. That's cool. I do play video games. I do. You said Watch Dogs 2 is great. All right, I'll have to look into that. Thanks, man. But yeah, so that's the card, guys. We will be wrapping up here shortly. I appreciate you all for popping in. It's been fun. You said, dude, I have a surgically repaired neck and I can tell you need a chiropractor. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, man. Well, I'm happy you're repaired though, Sai. Please take it easy, my friend. That's gnarly. Dude, terrible. Like I can feel like the pressure points. No, Fernando, I will sadly be at work tonight, my friend. So no watch along tonight. And Fernando, you said Jacob was scoring the upset win tonight. Hell yeah, dude. I'm right there with you. I am right there with you, man. Okay, yeah. Let's fear you said I'm leaning towards Rio losing to set up Io and Rhea at Mania. Okay, yeah. But do you have Io like turning on Rhea then, or just being like a straight up face to face, like kind of what they did? What was that at Evolution? Yeah, yeah, I agree. Rio is not the best name. What up, Maria? What up? What up? Oh, Cody, you say you're in Texas. 25 right there. Damn. It's supposed to snow tomorrow at 18 degrees. Yeah, man. Stay safe out there. Stay safe. Yeah, Sean, you said Cody just doesn't need to turn heel yet. And I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. He will eventually, just not right now. But we will be wrapping up the show there, my friends. Again, thank you all so much for popping in at this random time. I appreciate you all so much. If you have not done so, like, subscribe, all that good shit. It does help all the channels, whatever. You guys know. You guys know better than I do. But yeah, it's been a fun show as always with you all. I appreciate you guys popping in the chat and sharing your thoughts. It keeps things fresh, keeps me on my toes, and it gets me thinking. So I appreciate it. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, Sean, again for your super chat. I thank you, my friend. I will try to do a review show. I want to say maybe before Raw. I don't know. I'll see what we can do scheduling wise. But if not between the next couple days, we'll definitely pop on next week and we'll figure out. I'll post something on the community page here and then on Twitter as well, just in regards to the Rumble. If we're gonna do a watch along, or if we're just gonna do we'll definitely do a preview show and then a review show. So just TBD on the actual watch along itself. So you said, Fernando, you said request next weekend off. I already did, man. Past Ashley thought about future Ashley. So I am very thankful for both Ashleys right now. So yeah, man, I will be off next weekend. So that is fucking fantastic. So I'll definitely be here with you guys. It'll just be a matter of at what point of the day. Sean, man, you have to do that again. I appreciate you, man. You said help Ashley out, everyone, and subscribe, friends. Yeah, man, it's my fault. I don't do as much of the heavy lifting as I should and the consistency as I should. But I appreciate all your support, man, and everyone for popping in. Whenever I do go live, I appreciate it. So until next time, my friends, stay safe out there. Please stay safe. It's a fucking crazy world with everything going on in the streets, in the skies, everywhere. So be safe out there. And the best thing to do is just enjoy some wrestling. Take care.